Hey, we are here with another episode of Terra Invicta, your favorite D&D show on the internet, or if it's not, it should be. So we're continuing the adventures of Audrin's Angels.
Oh, jeez.
That's the name of the party.
I always forget that's the thing.
That's the name. A group of adventurers.
Was the last one Darius's Delinquents?
I don't think we ever had an official name for the first group. It was pretty, it would probably have to be Raya's something if we were going with that, though, because she was kind of the crux of everything.
Raya's Rascals.
Raya's Rascals is pretty good.
Oh, I was just going to say Raya's group of people colonizing the nation.
Sure, it's a little long, but we can work on it. So our group of adventurers is headed down the West African coast on their way to the colony of Farshore. Lavinia Vanderboren's parents, colony they established on the mysterious Isle of Dread. You guys are on your way to kind of like uphold her parents' legacy to save the colony of Farshore from ceasing to exist. It's been a few years since they were like supplied with new supplies and colonists, so you're there to go check it out, go figure out what's going on there, give them some new supplies, new colonists, and I mean, honestly, even see if it's still standing. Who knows what you'll find when you arrive at the Isle of Dread. But for now, you guys are on a long boat voyage. So two things I went ahead and just did beforehand is I went ahead and just rolled all the navigation checks and the random encounter chances for the next stretch of 9 days in advance, and you will not get lost, and there are no random encounters. So we
don't get another random guy in a boat.
We don't get to meet another genie.
No, yeah, exactly. There were definitely at least 3 genies rolled on the first stretch of encounter. Stretch of such a boat.
Their names are Jafar. We met them afar.
Yeah. But yes, you do have a genie, a water genie, in a rowboat trailing behind the Sea Wyvern. So that's funny.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's just a thing now. But you guys just finished your time in Port Gentile.
Did we finish?
Right here.
I feel like something happened right at the end. Am I remembering wrong?
No. It was just like things being hinted at, right?
Yeah, you heard the guy being in the place that you.
Yeah, Deli found out that Father Fernando was in the weird chaos cult shrine and didn't have his accent when he was there. So like something's going on weird with him.
He was in the shrine that night. Accent not right, Fernando.
That's actually amazing. Jordan, get on that. We need an official version of that.
What is that a parody of? I don't even know.
Fernando by ABBA.
I literally only know that because of Malcolm in the Middle.
In my mind, I was trying to make something of the one line in like the song Alejandro by Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Because she does say the name Fernando before then saying Alejandro.
Mm-hmm.
But that was good. That was a good, Seth.
That was very good.
Okay, it's also in that 70s show now that I think about it. This still.
But yeah, so you guys are on the next stretch of the journey. The next planned stop. You guys are stopping at like rivers along the way to refill water and things. But the other next planned stop beyond that is Tagbo, an ancient Igbaye ruin that Git has been promised some time to explore. But for now, we're going to take the next 9 days.
Oh, I was going to say something would have happened. Okay, 2 things. One, does anything happen to me after swallowing that random orb?
I think I said you felt like you ate junk food, but nothing immediate besides that happens. No.
Okay, and that's what I was wondering. So nothing happens to that. Another thing, probably the first night. Okay, I'm gonna say as the days are going, I wanted to keep an eye on Fernando and because here's the thing, I still have that curse where I think people are after me, and I think this is gonna trigger that a little bit. So I want to kind of like get an idea of like maybe like over the next couple days and stalk him, and depending on how well I roll, something's gonna happen probably.
You've heard of Devil Trigger. This is Deli Trigger.
So is
So
this
would that
you,
be?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this you basically just like observing him?
Yeah, trying to kind of keep an eye on him and stuff like that. Like I'm kind of stalking him in a sense.
Yeah.
Would that be insight?
I don't know. There's kind of three different things. It could be insight, it could be perception, it could be investigation.
Insight's my best roll.
Yeah. But I guess like if you're the main thing you're doing is like trying to get a read on his emotions and his manner, then insight works.
Okay.
If you would have said anything to anybody else, I could assist you on this roll.
I don't think I'd say anything though, because like, or would I?
I mean, even if you just said like, "Hey, keep an eye on this guy."
Actually, no. Here's a good point. So Fernando's coming because of Lavinia, right?
Yeah, basically he was one of the people who wanted to start afresh, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll go help the local chapel on Far Shore."
I would. I'm trying to think of who I would talk to about this. And honestly, I think I know. Well, it'd be more advantageous, obviously, to talk with Anna about this. I think I would talk with Takely because she's the one I'm most comfortable around. So probably what I'd do is I'd go up to like Takely during the day and say like,
Takely, I
like pull you to the side for a second, or during like sometime during the day when there's like some downtime or something.
What's up, Deli?
I think Fernando is up to something.
Father Fernando, the Christian.
And Takely, if you glance over like on the deck, you see Father Fernando literally just like praying, like like hands on, arms on the railing, like just like praying, like.
Right. That's why I'm like, Father Fernando, the Christian acolyte that came with Anna.
I don't.
No, so a different guy.
Benedict
Benedict is the guy that came with Anna.
I don't know
specifically.
this guy.
Yeah, she does. Anna does not know this person.
Don't put this on me.
Okay, so wait, what's his purpose here in this mission? He's just one of the guys that's like.
He's one of the almost anyone who is not one of you guys or one of the named NPCs is on this boat because they want to be a colonist. In the new on Far Shore. Yeah,
got it. Okay,
I was like,
I don't trust him. He seems shady.
I look over as he's praying.
And he's full in the sunlight, dazzling sunlight.
Yeah, and she just kind of like goes, Deli, what would make you say that?
I saw him doing things. And
we're going to have to be a little bit more
What was the place called that we were at?
You never got the name, Deli?
No, the town we were in.
Oh, Port Gentile, yeah.
I saw him acting weird at Port Gentile at the collectors.
At the collectors, okay. Can you be more specific as to what he was doing that was weird?
I'm trying to remember. So he wasn't talking with an accent, and he seemed to be.
He was like talking with one of the other acolytes there about like, So I did what you asked me.
Like, we can skip all the minutia of that. I was just basically saying Takely's going to be like, if you want me to like do something about it, you're going to have to be more specific other than you think he's weird.
I'm trying to remember myself what he was doing. So he wasn't talking without an accent.
He basically said like, I did what you asked me to do. And then the other person was like, yes, thank you. You can stay here for the night as thank you.
Didn't he ask for like payment or something?
Oh, yes. And but it seemed like it was like payment. And it was like implied, it was like, so I can like start this new life. So it at least that part of it lined up with like his purpose. Saying. Yeah. It was just like he wanted to be a colonist. So
once funds he was promised is what I have written down.
Sure. But yeah, I think Deli probably would have been able to contextualize it when she heard it as like this is for my new life in Far Shore.
Mm-hmm. So I probably question is how much do I say? Because I'm gonna. I don't think Deli. I think Deli trusts Takely enough to just tell her straight up like what she heard him say. Yeah, okay. I don't think she has any reason not to trust Takely yet. So yeah, Deli would just tell her what happened.
I don't trust him.
I mean, that kind of lines up with what he's been saying, though, that he just wants. I mean, maybe he has some debts or something. that he needs to get rid of. The accent thing is weird, though. I will give you that. I wonder why he's pretending to have a different accent.
I think there's another stowaway on this boat, if you know what I mean.
Well, no, I don't.
Well, no, because we just bought the stowaway who's trying to kill us.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I
Mhm.
think she's also like, well, he's not a stowaway. He might just not be who he says he is.
Which
But,
I
I
suppose
mean-
Deli could consider that a type of stowing away. The real person who he is not on the ship charter or whatever, right?
I mean, listen, Deli, I'll investigate the accent thing, but if he's not doing any harm to us, then maybe he's just wants a fresh start at life and he's just trying to escape something. I try not to assume the worst in people,
Oh no,
But-
she's going to.
but I will help you if, maybe, I don't know, maybe I can help you figure out the accent thing. But I'm not going to go snooping around an innocent man who hasn't done anything to us yet.
Yeah, also, what do you do? Just walk up to him and say, "You have a fake accent."
Well, here's the
I think what
thing.
Takemi would do is she would try to play like a word game with him or something like that.
And
like, try to, like, trip him
versus
up.
Sibboleth. Yeah.
So how do you pronounce tomato?
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that,
Sure,
right? Like
sure, yeah.
if like Deli
Well, it
wants me
depends
to
on
help.
what. It probably depends on what you think his real accent is, right? You would have to like know enough about.
Well, what did I recognize it at all?
It was like an English accent, right? So it was like he was British instead of being Spanish.
I mean, Jelly's not going to be satisfied with Takemi's answer, which is fine. This lets me do what I wanted to originally, but I think Deli would kind of like storm off, like you don't get it, you don't understand. So like, and just kind of keep an eye on him after that, and then I'll do something the next morning.
Sure. Yeah. So then, Takeway, would you follow up on it, or just be like, "Well, okay, Deli."
I don't think it's something that I think like I don't know, like that's a hard one because I feel like
Right.
Takeway does try to see the best in people, but at the
Yeah.
same time she's kind of curious, like, why are you faking an accent?
Mhm.
Like just because she's nosy, not because
Yeah.
she necessarily thinks that he's like a bad guy or
Sure.
anything. She's just, I don't know. I think she would try something.
Mhm.
I just don't know if it would be to the extent that Deli wants it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me that you would just try to like play a word game with him, like in a normal conversation, and just see if you notice anything particular, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can I do that? Can I make like a performance?
I was thinking
check
for
or something?
performance. Yeah, I think that's probably what this
Okay.
is. Go ahead and roll it, and we'll just see. We can play it out from there.
Okay. Oh,
Too bad you didn't have advantage.
man.
With an 11, he's
Aw.
just. I mean, it's up.
You
whether
play
or
the
not
game and
you
it's
play the game,
just-
he passes. Right. There's no
Right.
sign of him slipping his accent at all. It seems like he's always had this accent. He's a Spanish man, right?
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I'm just like, accent unconfirmed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we don't have to like necessarily play out the whole conversation, but what are you exactly asking about? Any particular thing you're saying to him? Or
Oh,
just,
during
like,
the game?
as in like, yeah, like what are you actually saying to Father Fernando to try to get him to slip, or what kind of conversation are you having? We don't have to play it out, but I'm just curious like what it looks like.
I mean, it probably just like we're on a ship and it's really boring and
Sure.
Takeway's
You
just like,
pass the time, like what
hey, like,
yeah, where do you
you
come
want to
from?
play yeah, I want to get to know you a little bit more. You want to play
Sure.
a game? I
Sure.
heard about this game. Just trying to be friendly. I'm not like trying to be like deceitful in this.
Yep.
Just trying to, I don't know. So he just thinks we're playing a nice game.
Yeah, and he humors you. It doesn't seem like he at least comes off as the kind of person who doesn't normally play games.
Sure.
But he humors you, right? And he's like, "Oh, well, we didn't really used to play games in the church very much, but I suppose it can't hurt. We're not gambling. We're not doing this for money, are we?"
No. Just for fun.
All right, I just didn't want to go against my conscience.
Surely your
there.
God doesn't hate fun.
Oh, I would think he did not. No, he did create
Who
the
is your God, by the way? Just curious.
Dragonborn Jesus.
Oh,
Who is your god? Or sorry, I'm not actually using his accent. Who is your god?
I mean, I guess I kind of just worship the pantheon as a whole.
And by the pantheon, you mean the saints?
No. They're gods.
He just nods a little bit like, okay, cool, you're a
Okay.
pagan. That's fine.
It's fine. You're an unaccepting hypocrite, probably.
Right, if he's actually lying about this, yeah.
Yeah, so she just she's just like,
Sure, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to find out more about the god of fire, that aspect. Been trying to do some research on that.
Yeah, he just kind of like tries to steer the conversation away from that particular topic. And honestly, I think like there is like a little bit of weirdness specifically with Takui. I don't think Takui quite understands what how the Pantheon views themselves, right? Because I think the Pantheon would be like, no, we're not actually like capital G gods. Like, no, don't worship us. Like we serve this dude. Like we're his like angels or saints or whatever, right? Like that's how they kind of view themselves.
Right. But Takui views it as like
comes from a culture where that's not how they would view them. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, just as another note, Father Fernando probably is like Catholic as opposed to Anna, who's Anglican. So that's probably one of the reasons that Anna doesn't recognize him or know him.
Cool.
But yeah. Cool. Yeah, so we just get that there. This would be the next day. Emily, what's the date? Well, so that conversation happened the day after you guys, or the day you left Port Gentile.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, since we established I have morning watch, I have something I was going to do.
I know you're going to do that. I just want to figure out what the date is and then make sure no one has anything else they want to do on this day.
Okay, I believe it's December 17th.
That seems correct to me. Yeah. Cool. So December 17th passes uneventfully unless anyone else has anything they'd like to do. There's going to be 9 days here that we can play with and have conversations and do things and whatnot. But if no one has anything immediate, we can go straight to Dilly's.
I have some
interrogation or whatever she's going to do.
So what's going to happen? So they're all like in the hold, like where everyone else is.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. They're in the, but let's probably take a look at the map here. See why
I have to change the spells I have prepared.
So the general idea is that everywhere except for here, is double bunked or triple bunked probably actually. So this is the captain quarters where Audryn gets to sleep. But every other bed, just consider there's like 3 beds high.
Okay, so we have 4 levels of this ship.
Yeah. The top level being like the rigging, basically.
But okay, so
the rigging and the 2 top decks.
So there's the top deck. There's the bunks. Is there like a storage area?
Yeah, there's some storage in the 3rd level, and then most of the storage though is in the bottom where you fought Rosalia.
Okay, wait. I need to check something. I need to check if the spell. Okay, this is fine. So probably what I would do is on my watch, I would turn to orc guy. I forget the name of
Kurgle.
Kurgle, yes. I'll turn him and say,
I need to check something down in the old
storage, wherever it is called.
Sure.
And so then I would go down to where Father Valentine is.
Not Father Valentine, Father Fernando.
So, Father Fernando, yes. And just wake him up. I see.
Father Fernando.
Oh, yes.
I need your help with something down in the hold. We gotta keep Kurgle has to stay upstairs, and I need your help with something down there.
What time is it, my child?
It's early. I'm sorry.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, I know. Oh wait. I was going to. Would charm person even do anything though in this situation?
Maybe.
I'll try casting it. Oh, this could go wild.
Yeah, because you could probably cast it before you even talk to him.
And that was the idea. That's what I was looking at beforehand. First, let's
But also, if it fails, doesn't he know you tried to charm him?
No, which is what I was checking.
Oh, okay.
Actually, how long does it last?
Yeah, there's certain
though?
spells that do that, but
Lasts an hour. We're good. First off.
Oh no!
wild magic.
Charm person's
Amazing.
still gonna go off, but something's going wild.
Amazing.
Great! This is great,
Roll a
guys.
D100.
This is
God,
great.
You're just gonna fireball this whole thing.
Wouldn't that be
aren't you?
hilarious and like kill half the
I
the
hope
normal
Deli
peasant
gains
colonists?
another 30 pounds.
62. What?
Oh no!
A swarm of locusts trail behind you for one day. While following, the swarm causes disadvantage on persuasion rolls and advantage on intimidation. So when okay, so real quick,
You have a biblical plague following
Literally,
you. This is
that's-
a great reason
this
to
is
me to Father
really
Fernando
hilarious.
to help you.
okay, so he has to make a wisdom save. Yes.
Let me put it in there.
Okay, but
Hey,
honestly,
Brother Fernando, I need some help.
yeah, if you have a biblical plague following you, it would be a great reason
Yeah.
to get somebody to help you who's bothered.
Okay, so he fails the wisdom save, which means he's charmed. I
rolled
accidentally
twice.
clicked it twice. I clicked it and it wasn't rolling, so I clicked it again. But so what we
When
see,
the spell
right?
ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. I just
When
want to
it
make
ends,
that
okay,
clear.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna know quick.
So this is what happens, right? We see Deli walk into this room, and then we see her starting to like cast the magic, right? And as she does so, we get shots of like various cracks and crevices of this room, and like locusts just start like appearing and swarming and starting to, and we don't quite see where they're going, but we just see them start to like surround Deli's feet, and then we get like the shot in every movie where someone's waking up, where the eyes are kind of like in the lens, like and starting to focus, and then he looks up, and we just see Deli surrounded by like a plague of locusts.
She's like,
I need your help.
What did you? What,
It's my magic. It got a little weird. I heard something like this happen in the Bible. Do you know how to fix this?
Yeah, so make a persuasion check, but with disadvantage because the locusts.
charmed. Does that do any?
Oh, does the charm give you advantage?
No.
So maybe it's just a straight roll.
I'll give you advantage, so it's just gonna be a straight roll. That makes sense to me.
Oh
Great.
no!
I'm rolling
Wow.
horribly.
So he just screams and wakes up the other people in this room. And so other people are starting to wake up and look and and literally you just like start causing a panic as like, because there's like a swarm of locusts and everyone's freaking out in this little chamber over here.
Dang it. Things are not coming up, Deli.
So anyone who would like to can be awoken. Probably, honestly, Anna and Audrey are already awake at this point.
I would
they have
just-
alert, but Takewee probably isn't.
I would just storm off to the front of the. How
just
long are
ignore
they
him.
around me for the day?
The whole day.
That's hilarious.
So you just storm off, and we probably just cut from the scene. It's smoothed over by Audrey eventually, right? Like everyone, it gets figured out, but Deli's like, "Dang it, my chance was ruined." Hilarious.
We just need like a magical bug zapper for Dilly to carry around.
I mean, she's
No,
up
because
for
here's the
anything.
thing. Here's the thing. I mean, canonically, I don't know if this is the case, but I'm gonna say, just based off of certain things, I'm guessing that every single wild thing that could happen has probably already happened to her. So she's like, oh, this again.
Oh, this one again. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just kind of like, she's like,
With how some of these are, it's pretty hilarious to think of Deli looking at any of these and saying, "Oh, this one again." Pretty funny.
Well,
cool.
she said last session, she said the one of them was new. Or the one that she did while she was in the boat.
Oh, right, the ice. Yeah,
Yeah.
the snowball. Then it
Yeah.
happened twice in a row.
Look,
Yeah.
I think for today, Deli should go hang out with Avner.
you know what? I probably would if he's annoying everyone. If someone told me to do that, I would. I would do it myself.
His persona is generally annoying. So
actually, that's true. Deli wouldn't want to be around him then.
No, but
Right.
to scare him, everybody's like, "Hey, go scare him."
okay.
Go
Would
freak
any of
him
your
out, he's
characters
never seen a bug
actually say
before.
this?
No, would any of your characters?
That's what I thought.
You
Jordan?
know Anna, she's such a prankster.
Oh! Wait! Collectors! This is a collector's thing. Wait.
about
Full
it?
elaborate prank that teaches someone a life lesson +2 for 1 month.
That is true. That is.
I
in
want to
fact
play
true.
this out. How do we do this, guys? Who would convince Deli to do this? Can Abner be doing something annoying? Please give Abner something annoying to do so we can play this out.
So I don't think Avner would be doing anything particularly annoying right now, but I have an idea for
It's
later
first
in the
thing
session.
in the morning.
Exactly. Even just this day, I have an idea for something later on in this session that we can pick it up with later, right?
I wanted to do the locust.
Oh, with the locusts. Okay,
Yeah.
Deli, make a luck save for me.
Fine, that's fair. Luck. 20. Finally a good roll.
So keep in mind two things. One, you can't get this bonus until you actually talk to a collector and convince them that you actually done this, right?
I'm pretty
Two,
sure.
Avner actually has to learn the lesson. This isn't just
Well,
make
that's
his
why
life miserable.
That's why I said him doing something annoying, so I can annoy him back, essentially.
Right, so this is, keep in mind.
Depends on what he's doing.
Yeah, I just want to preface, this isn't just make his life miserable so he stops picking on people, right? That's not what I'm saying. This is something more major than that. This is someone actually learning a valuable life lesson because of an elaborate prank that you pulled on them. This is going to be more than just you annoying Avner with locusts to get him to stop doing something.
Fair enough. Well, we can play it out later. The reason I said what something annoying is I have to think of something
right
to do in return, I guess, is my point.
I just can't think of anything okay, so the things that Avner would be doing, right, is he would be just generally being passive aggressive to people, which, not overtly doing anything, but just generally talking down to people. Probably, generally being a womanizer, that sort of stuff, but it's not anything overt, right? He's a noble. He also understands at this point Audrin has succeeded on his check to put him in his place generally enough that he's willing to sleep in the bunks, right? So he's not going to at this point he's not about to test Audrin. Later on in the adventure, there's probably going to be something, but at this point I just don't feel like Avner's doing anything overtly.
Fair enough. I'm just imagining Don Treader, Reaper Cheap, and what's his name? The annoying kid,
little boy,
Don Treader,
who turns into a dragon.
Yeah,
Eustace.
How we Reaper Eustace? Yes, how he teaches Eustace a lesson. That's kind of what I was thinking. I don't know. Anyway,
I mean, turning Avner into a dragon would probably teach him a lot of valuable life lessons.
Not a lot of good
like how to kill a man.
Well, in the way that it happened in Dawn Treader, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, even if Deli generally is annoying to Avner with the locusts, I don't think there's anything beyond the level of you're just annoying, right? There's no role here. There's no
Fair enough. Then I'll just let it pass then.
Cool. I do like that you remembered that that's on the list for the collectors, though, because I definitely think that there are going to be multiple opportunities in this adventure and maybe even the next for something like that to happen with Avner. So be on the lookout for that. Look for that opportunity, and there might be one.
I'm
excited about that
for it now.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay,
cool. So I think probably 2 days pass normally, right? We're on the third day of the next of this next 9-day stretch. If there's anything in particular you guys want to get done during this stretch, you can feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I just have a couple of short vignettes that we can go in and out of with the NPCs on the boat. I don't necessarily want to spend a whole bunch of time on stuff, just random conversations. But just basically, if you guys have anything particular you want to do, let me know.
I'd probably go over and see if the Jade Ravens could help me train like with scimitar skills,
Okay, all right.
as I
Yeah.
mentioned at the dinner.
Sure, yeah, I remember that. Who wasn't at a
You just
scimitar?
walk over to their boat.
Right, yeah, with water walking. And
Yeah.
the speed that you have. Or at the very least, you could just go over there in an evening or something. Didn't I say, was it Doral, the dwarf who had scimitar? I think that was it. Yeah, he has a scimitar.
Yeah,
Cool.
possibly.
Yeah, Doral Adrianic. So, Doral Adrianic is a Moldovan dwarf, as opposed to Jax Kennedy, who is a Scottish dwarf. Doral is a Circle of the Moon druid. Yeah, so
cool.
yeah, he also had the hermit background. So he's generally just kind of like, he's like, Radagast the Brown sort of figure, kind of quirky outsider loner sort of type. But he seems to genuinely love and is loyal to the Jade Ravens. And seems to be the kind of like doting grandfather or concerned uncle of the group, right? Everyone else seems to have ego issues in one way or another, where Doral seems like really humble, caring type who just like wants to see his friends like be nice to everyone and to each
Wow.
other and to themselves.
I love this man.
Yeah, Doral is a sweetheart. So probably Anna, you get over to the Blue Nixie, and you maybe ask maybe Zan, the elf, do you know where Doral is? He said he'd train me the scimitar, and he was like, he just like points to the side of the ship, and we just see a dolphin. And if Zan waves him down, he eventually gets to the side.
I can just hop down there
well, he
and start
can't
running.
train
and say, "Hi, I'm here to train."
However it happens, Doral gets to the side of the ship and transforms and comes back and climbs back up, and he just says, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yes, of course, lass. You said you wanted training with the scimitar. I know.
Yeah, I just got it.
So you're not very familiar with it, yes?
No, I haven't. I don't think I've even used it yet. I just kind of have gotten a little bit of a feel for it.
Any particular reason you wanted to use the scimitar?
Um,
I'm not judging or anything. I'm just curious.
I've just been learning some different skills, and it
Right.
seems like it could be helpful for that.
Trying to branch out. I see. Yes, of course.
Mhm.
Yes, of course. I can show you. Well, let's talk about stance first. So, with a scimitar, you're primarily slashing, so you don't need to be making too many thrusts with it. Mainly, you want to be making across motions, kind of up and then down and across. Diagonally is typically what you're looking for, and then you just continues starting to go through this thing. Is there anything in particular you want to? So, is this you actually getting training days with this, or just a narrative excuse for things?
Just narratively,
Got it.
trying to be better with it. So if I used it in battle, it's not super insane for me to just pull out
Randomly
this new
be
weapon
able to be good at it. Yeah, sure.
and to be able to get sneak attack with it.
Yeah. Cool. So I think at one point, you guys are training and Doral is distracted. You maybe ask him a question about something, and he's staring at someone. And you look, and it's Leandra Bastos, the gal of the Jade Ravens, the sorceress. And she's kind of dark, and this is I think evening, so she's kind of darkly brooding over the ocean. So she's just looking down into it, and she's been standing there for a while, and you haven't really consciously noticed it, but you're oh yeah, she's been there for a while. And Doral seems concerned and looking at her, but he looks back at you after you repeat your question. He's oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, of course. Let's continue.
Is she okay?
Honestly, lass, I'm not sure. She's not quite been herself recently. Something's going on in that pretty little head of hers, something that she's not sharing with any of us. I think it has something to do with the fact that she died.
Interesting. So I guess like if we had like a amount of time or like a lesson that we were kind of working through, then I would like finish that and try and go up to her and see.
Sure.
And just walk up and be like, man, the ocean's pretty big, isn't it? I don't know how to approach this.
She just like blinks and looks at you. And she says, I suppose that's true, yes. I'm sorry, can I help you?
Oh, I mean, just dying has a way of making you appreciate everything a little more.
Yes.
Who is this she's talking to? I forgot the name.
Leandra Bastos. So she's the
She's
sorceress.
the goth one.
Yeah, the goth sorceress of the Jade Ravens. So Anna, make a perception check for me.
11.
Okay, you don't notice something.
Okay.
She's kind of like grabs her arm and kind of scratches it, and she says, sorry, what you talked about dying, yeah.
Yeah.
She says, I've just been thinking about some things recently, making some changes.
So vague.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like make an insight roll?
Sure, yeah. Generally read her vibe.
17.
17. There's something obviously bothering her. It's kind of like I'm trying to decide if it's like depression. Those are like the symptoms really, or if it's something slightly different than that.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the insight of like, is it worth it to keep pressing her about any like am I going to get anywhere with this, or do I just leave it alone?
So I think with a 17, you can tell that just like normal conversation isn't going to like give you anything. Doing something drastic might, but you're not entirely sure what that drastic thing might be. Right? So like something like Deli casting a spell on her, like charm person or suggestion or something might be enough to shake something loose. But just like a normal conversation, she's going to keep deflecting and brooding. I don't know if you have any fun monk things you could try, but stunning strike. Snap out of it.
I mean, that is fun.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would just attack her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of like will let it go and just say like, well, okay, if there's any time you need to unload some of those thoughts from that brain of yours, I'm here to talk if you want to.
Yep.
I'm just kind of like
she just doesn't really even like pay attention to you, or like she just kind of like nods half-heartedly, but you're not even sure if she really heard what you said. But yeah, she turns away, and then you turn away, and you of course come face to face with what's his name, Tolan Gisborne, and he's kind of grinning at you. He's like, well, hello there, I didn't expect to see you on the Blue Nixie.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I was just here. Doral was showing me some scimitar stuff.
Ah, getting into the blade, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Partial to them myself. And he like kind of shows his 2 short swords. Yes. So, Anna, that was your name, yes?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something he'd ask you. Try to like, I'm trying to think of something he would ask you that would seemingly make it seem like he was interested in you, but not actually be like a good question to actually try to get to know someone. Right? Because he doesn't actually care about getting to know you. He just wants you to think that he cares about getting to know you. How is it going on the Sea Wyvern?
The equivalent of how you do it.
Yeah, just kind of like it's been fine. No, nothing crazy has really happened since we found our stowaway.
Yeah. Ah, stowaway. Yes, I heard something about that. Who was this exactly? Someone looking to kill Lavinia, got on the wrong boat?
No, I think she was after us.
What'd you do?
We dismantled her whole organization.
Really now? What organization was that? She was a wizard or something?
Oh,
Government official?
No. You know, the Lotus Dragons. Isn't that what they were called? Lotus Dragons? Yeah. The Lotus Dragons, you know how they were kind of overtaking Calabar, and we went in and stopped them.
Right. I think I heard some inkling of that when we got back from Port Harcourt after saving Lavinia's fortunes. Yes.
Yeah, so the leader had gotten away. Well, she teleported away, and she was really mad because we killed her pet, sidekick,
Fascinating.
friend, something. And so I think she was back for revenge, but she seemed kind of insane.
Insane revenge is something I'm intimately familiar with. Once I had this, well, let's just call her a ex-friend, and she was a cleric, and at first the whole pious thing really did, and he seems to rethink the story because he's like,
Yeah.
wait a second, no, they can't tell that story. Well, I had this one time we were fighting.
And for the first time, possibly ever, Anna is zoning out of a conversation.
Yeah, and we just hear mama, mama, mama as he just continues to try to run through various stories to impress you. Is there any chance that this would impress you or no? Is there a chance that he might stumble across a story that's actually interesting to you?
I mean, maybe, but I just don't think he probably would have done anything specifically that would be appealing to Anna. Like,
yeah,
does he have a story where he went and, saved some orphans or, volunteered for something?
Right.
I don't think he's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and just make a luck save for him. See if he does. All right, he might have something. Now the difference will be whether or not he can tell it enough, tell it convincingly enough. So persuasion, no. So maybe it's the sort of thing that so maybe it was like some sort of like charity case, like helping someone in distress. But the way he tells it, it's almost like and it was really dumb how we didn't get paid for that. But we do what we can. Sometimes you have to take jobs where you don't actually get anything from it, but it builds up your reputation. And so he's framing it in the exact wrong way to get you interested.
I probably just go, wow, you've done a lot of things. Just kind of like a very generic, you've done things. That's
Oh, yes, and of course, you guys have done things too. I mean, did I hear that you guys were named Audrin's Angels? Does that mean that Audrin is the leader of the group? He is the captain of the ship, so that makes sense.
I mean, I feel like Audrin and Takeby are both. I'm definitely not the leader.
Oh, sure,
And
sure.
Deli is definitely not the leader.
Got it.
But besides that, not really sure. And we just kind of came up with that name because we were put on the spot and we had to figure out a name for an announcer to announce us as.
I see. So that means that you're not actually Audrin's angel, huh? Does that mean that as an angel, as a tried and true angel, you might think of gracing someone else's shoulder?
I'm just kind of like,
I can't tell if this is
I just
an
say
invite into their group to fight with them, into adventure with them, or an invite to the bedroom.
I just kind of say, look, as an angel, I don't think I fit on anybody's shoulder. I don't think I become any smaller if my name is an angel.
It's just an expression.
Oh, okay.
What I'm really trying to say, Anna, is if you're ever interested in, there's a cask of wine that Lavinia has given the Jade Ravens access to. If you ever wanted to sit and chat a little bit more and have a drink or two, well, not much else to do on a voyage like this.
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I talk to people, but I don't really drink.
No, that's all right. We don't have to actually drink. I'm sure I can drink enough for the both of us. Of course, I could still set aside somewhere private for us to just get to know each other a little better.
Insight check.
Yeah, good. 28. Yeah, he's just trying to get in your pants.
No, thank you.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe some other time. It's a long voyage. And he gives you a look like, yeah, I'll wear you down eventually.
I just start walking away and I go, I don't think so. As a monk, I'm pretty set in my ways.
Well, he didn't actually say, I'll wear you down. He just gave you the look, like.
Yeah, I just kind of like, bye.
Slowly backing up.
Yeah.
And you just take a step off the ship and land on the water. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we just see Doral give Tolan a concerned look and shake his head.
And I just probably go to Takeby and I'm like, Takeby, if somebody invites you to talk with wine and then says, okay, well, if you don't drink, we don't need to have wine, but I could set us up somewhere private to spend time together. That's like, I don't want to do that, right? I just want to make sure because I didn't think I wanted to do that.
I don't think you would want to do
right.
that. Some women
yeah.
may want to.
Right.
But
I just want to make sure because I nobody's really like outwardly invited me for that kind of thing, and I didn't think
who invited you to do that. Did Nestor do that? Because I'll beat him up if you want me to.
No, it was Tolan. I was over there training.
Oh,
do
you want me to go beat him up for you?
No, if he needs to get beat up, like I can do it.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure you're more than capable. I just didn't figure you want to. But if you want to beat him up, I'll go do it.
I don't.
We just go and beat him up together.
I'm just kind of like,
let's just go both go.
I don't think so. Maybe if he actually like, when I said no, he seemed fine with that.
Okay, well then just stay.
I just wanted to make sure that I was right. That I didn't want to do that. If that's what he was asking.
I'm sure that is what he was asking. I mean, from what I understand, he's kind of a womanizer. Then she would probably say, like, how do you say in common? Womanizer.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like, okay, thanks, Takui. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, why don't you go hang out with a real gentleman? And then she like gestures over to Nestor.
Yeah, and Anna, honestly, when you look over to Nestor, you see him like sitting cross-legged next to the railing, looking out at some ruin on the coastline. And he seems really down.
I just would probably walk over and like plop down next to him.
Oh, hi, Anna.
Hi. Are you okay?
Not really, no.
What's going on?
He like gestures with he nods towards the shoreline and like the ruin. And it's not like an Igbaye ruin, it's like the ruin of some like coastal fort.
I'm like, is that where your family was?
No, not exactly. It's further down the coast. But we're going to see it soon enough. And every single one of these things is just another reminder of what the Crimson Fleet has done to me and to so many other innocent people.
I probably just like kind of like lean into him a little bit and try and see if he'll like take my hand if I kind of put it right there.
Okay, make a charisma save.
Oh no. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, that's a 9. That's a 9.
Yeah, and it's just like the awkward, like he doesn't respond, but he doesn't like push you away or anything. It's just like you're just there, you're touching him, but there's no really reciprocation at all.
Oh, awkward. Okay.
And after a moment, he just says, I'm sorry, Anna, there's someone I haven't told you about.
Okay.
His name is Santa Claus.
What? He's not real. I'm so sorry.
What? I've been lying to the children?
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't lie to people.
I didn't know I was lying.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I know I'm lying, I have to be away every Christmas. Good thing we're not going to be there for Christmas this year.
Yeah. He says, grab a name real quick here. Back where I lived, another family, I probably would have married her if I hadn't left. I don't really know what happened to her. I don't know if she survived or not. I mean, she probably didn't, but I'm sorry, I was able to block it out before, not think about it when we were in Calabar, but the closer we get to home, the more I can't stop thinking about what would happen if I did find her again. And then he like looks at you, and we were together. I think I would die inside a little bit. I don't know if it's foolish to hold out hope that if I should just move on, but I don't want to put you in the position of...
No, Nestor, it's okay. First of all, I can still be your friend. You're going to have a lot of feelings with passing by where your whole village was destroyed.
That's the thing, Anna. And he looks at you. I think I care about you too much. I don't know if we could just... I don't know how much closer I could let you get before.
Okay. So we don't have to be friends. I don't want to force anybody to be my friend.
I'm not saying that we can't
So,
be
okay, so
friends.
here's the other thing is like, do you actually want to find out if this girl is alive?
I don't know.
Because like there's definitely ways that we have access to, just even with people who are here, who could either like try and message her or scry on her or something. I'm sure Benedict could do something like that if you actually wanted to find out.
And he looks at you like, I don't know if I do. Like that's where he's torn, because like if he actually finds out, like he doesn't want to get closer to you in case she's alive, but he doesn't want to contact her in case because it'll ruin any chance he has with you. So he's very, very stuck right now, and he's like dealing with a lot of emotions.
I just kind of say like, it's really okay if you want to reach out to her. Like, I'm not going to hold that against you. You didn't even know me when you had everything with her. Like, it's okay.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, well, wait. No.
Okay.
I'm going to use my draconic disciple, where if I fail a persuasion check, I can use my reaction to re-roll as I tap into the mighty presence of dragons.
Nice. Yeah, do it.
Okay. 21.
Nice. So you actually got the roll that was on the other end. That's really awesome. So, and what do you want him to do?
I want him to try and figure out if she's alive or not. Because he either needs to know and find out she's alive, and then like we can deal with that and try and find her, or find out that she's not alive, and then he can move on.
Yeah.
Or I mean, not necessarily move on, but at least like know and accept that.
Yep.
Oh, Anna's just the best.
She is a sweet soul. So he nods slowly and he says, No, you're right. I need to be a man and just decide. And you're right. I'm being a coward. That's what I'm doing. Trying to be in the middle when I need to just move. All right. And he stands up. He says, You said you're the cleric friend of yours?
I mean, we're doing this now? Okay.
No time like the present. I don't want this newfound inspiration to fade.
Yeah, let's track down Benedict, because I mean, if he can't do it, then we can figure out who else could, but I'm guessing he could at least try and message her if he doesn't have scry.
Yeah. Okie dokie. I'll double check Benedict's character sheet. We'll see what he actually has access to. So he does have a level in monk, so he's not as high level in cleric as he could be.
Okay.
So he's like 6th level, but he's not. He's only a 5 level cleric. So
does he have 3rd level
spell by then?
Yeah. Does he have 3rd level?
He has 3rd level spells. Yeah.
Okay. So even if he doesn't have sending prepared tonight, he can have it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. So I guess that's what happens, right? You contact Anna. I mean, you guys have sending stones, right? So you can just like send a stone, use a sending stone to contact Lavinia, and just like ask him quick. And so I guess like the next morning it would be the plan, right? To contact her. Cool. So, and this is a 4th day, right? We're on the 4th day or 3rd day. Which one were we at? Because
I think we're now going into the 4th day.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that seems right to me. Cool. Okay, yeah, I mean, unless someone else wants to do something on the 3rd day, we can move on to that.
I don't have anything pressing.
Cool. So 4th day, this is a good question. I'm trying to decide myself. I know exactly where this gal would be if she was alive. I'm trying to decide whether or not it's definitely more dramatic, right? If she's still alive and, whatever. But is that, what do you guys think? What do you guys...
Does she have a character sheet?
I don't have a character sheet for her. I literally didn't know she existed until this session, but I remembered how important that sort of thing would be and made her up on the spot. So
maybe she could make a survival check to see if she actually survived. I don't know. That makes sense. That was my first thought.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that too, is what maybe making a check for. So the thing I'm thinking though is, okay, so say she's not alive. then it's just, oh, cool. She's not alive. I guess you and me could be together, Anna. I don't know if that is compelling, right?
Well, also like
Well, but now it's
it's not necessarily, oh, she's dead, we can be together now. It's, oh, she's dead.
like his hope is
Right.
lost.
Like,
and now he's dealing
from
with
there.
actually
That's
grieving
true.
her death.
Okay, let's roll
you
then.
know?
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah.
I don't think she would be like a character level. I think she was like a noble woman in the town. So I don't know if she has like character levels per se, but I guess I'll just grab a noble character sheet. And...
Well, my thought was like either survival check or literally just like rolling death saves for her.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at that point, maybe a luck save makes more sense. But
Maybe.
let's. I'm gonna grab the.
I mean, it with a survival check is
Noble
just
sheet.
wisdom. So I mean, nobles generally have decent wisdom, don't they?
Let's check. Yes, they have the best charisma, but wisdom is next on their list. Yeah. Yeah, let's just go ahead and roll survival, I guess. I was looking at this character sheet. The three skills that nobles have trained typically on this stat block is deception, insight, and persuasion. One thought I had was maybe she rolls deception to somehow trick the people who are coming into the town. Like when this initially happened, she used her deception to manage to like fool or trick one of them so she could escape. I'm just trying to think of like what would give her the best chance, or what would be her avenue of actually attempting something like this. And I think it might be deception. So, and then she gets a +5 on that. So I think I might try that. What do we think the DC is?
I mean, it's against the Crimson Fleet, right?
Yes. So I guess it would be against an insight.
An insight check. Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah.
I have like a pirate captain sheet, so I'll just go ahead.
I'm guessing it would be like possibly pretty high if it's against.
Yeah. So I have a
Crimson
pirate
Fleet people.
captain, stat block here. Oh, but I guess Alisan himself was there, right?
Right. That's what I was just kind of like. It would be
Yeah.
against something pretty high because
Yeah.
Alison Bosco was the one
Yeah.
that Nestor's like knows did it.
I don't have.
Yeah,
a
but Allison
character.
might not have been like the specific. I mean, it's
That's
a
what I'm
whole-
wondering.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know.
First off, I want to make a luck save for her.
Okay.
So just to see who she had to deal with, right? Okay, so she got to deal with a normal pirate captain, like lackey guy. So like a captain, like a lieutenant or whatever, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and roll his stuff first. So the DC for his insight is a 6. So honestly, she just can't crit fail, and otherwise she survives. So she's alive. So she managed to talk her way out of it.
And she's a pirate now, and she's an evil, bad person who wants nothing to do with him.
Oh, right, yeah, that'd be the plot twist, wouldn't it? Honestly, that would be the plot twist.
Wouldn't that be crazy
That
if
would
she's
be
part of the
kinda
Crimson
crazy.
Fleet now?
You know what? I think that's the answer. That's definitely the answer because right, because so the first thing I had in mind, right, was she is taken as a slave, right? But if she's using deception to get out of not dying, I feel like it must be something like, I'm useful to you, don't kill me. And then she just ends up, yes, being useful to them and rises up in the ranks somehow. And now is like some sort of pirate figure.
Well,
That's
okay,
so
but
interesting
my
because it's
question
like,
with
because then
that,
is she actually part of the Crimson Fleet, or is she still deceiving them and
Right.
trying to get revenge?
Yeah.
okay, my
right?
question with that though is if she's making a deception check originally saying, don't kill me, I'd be useful to you. Wouldn't that just be the truth and persuasion?
It would be the truth, but even if she had been rolling persuasion, she
Yeah.
still would have gotten the same roll.
No,
so it doesn't matter.
but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Either way, I think
Okay.
that's a more interesting answer. Because it's like the best of both worlds, right? It's like she's alive, but she's also kind of dead to him. Right?
Yeah.
So I like that. Now the question is whether or not she's revealing anything that could give him a hint of that when you actually contact her, right?
yeah.
So sending gets cast. And they have a choice to respond, yes?
Mhm. They are able to respond.
Yes. Okay. So Nestor would tell Benedict to say, I gotta look at my list of names that I was looking at earlier.
Gets 25 words.
Her name is Luna Mendez. So Luna. So yeah, 25 words you said. Okay. Luna, it's me, Nestor. I'm still alive. Where are you? Yeah, where are you? How can I find you? That makes sense, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you think you would add?
Cabbages.
Hugs and kisses. No, I'm kidding. I'm
He
kidding.
has 10 more words if he wants to use them.
I love you so
I mean,
much.
I think it would.
He needs to say some kind of phrase that she's gonna know it's him, because otherwise she's just gonna be like, oh, like
Yeah.
some guy's trying to like get me to like slip up or something.
Yep. Okay.
Like
Some
maybe
sort
like
of
their
cutesy little
tribal-
memory or something
Yeah,
that they
exactly.
had
I'm
together.
trying to
Like,
think of exactly what it is.
remember the whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That was, I literally typed out remember the, and then I don't have the rest of it.
Remember the Alamo that hasn't happened yet.
Remember the time by the rocks.
Where we touched noses.
He has 2 words left. Here we go. Luna, it's me, Nestor. I'm still alive. Where are you? How can I find you? Remember the time by the rocks. You flew. And I don't know if anyone asks him about that when he says it, but yeah, it seems obvious enough, at least for in context, that it was some sort of memory that they shared as kids.
And I will say that, like, even if she doesn't respond, Benedict should know that the spell successfully sent.
Sure. If this person's on another plane of existence, there's a chance it fails,
There's a
right?
5% chance.
Make a luck save for Benedict. Okay. Cool. It still works. So I guess since we as the audience now know that she is working with the Crimson Fleet, I guess we get a shot of her, right? In pirate garb on a ship somewhere, right? Hearing
What was
this.
the ship that we passed earlier?
No, it wasn't. She's in a weird kind of dark place. Like it's really cloudy and kind of foggy here. And she's on a dock. And we don't really see who she's talking with, but she wasn't just finished a conversation with someone and they were walking away. We hear the footsteps on the dock and she hears this message. She kind of bites her lip and she responds, I'm alive. Trying to think what she would say. I definitely don't think she would reveal that she's working with the Crimson Fleet. That just doesn't make any sense.
Would she even say anything back? Would she even let him know that she's alive?
I think she would.
Okay.
Because I think her long game would be, oh, cool, maybe we'll find each other eventually and I can convince him to join the Crimson Fleet too. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of what she would say to lead in that direction, but not immediately give it away.
Well, maybe say something like, I mean, especially she's on another plane of existence. Just say like, now's not the time.
Yeah.
I'll come to you or
Now
something
is
like that.
not the time, but I can come to you later on. Tell me where you are, and I will find you. And
That's gonna end well.
Nestor looks at Benedict like, can you send another spell? And he nods. And I guess we can probably just not write out the specific ones, but I guess like so he looks to you guys and is like, what should I tell her? Like, am I allowed? Like, he probably looks at Lavinia. Am I allowed to tell her we're going to the Isle of Dread? Like, what's the protocol here? What do you guys think?
Could Benedict make an insight check on this?
Yes, I like that. I like that. He does have insight trained. 18's pretty good. I'm going to roll her upgraded persuasion or upgraded deception because now, of course, she has character levels in this new version that we've just created of her. And she gets a critical success.
God.
So, Femme Fatale all the way. So, Benedict doesn't see anything wrong with this. Lavinia, though, looks to you guys when Nestor asks her the question, and she says, what do you all think? Can we trust Nestor? And by extension, this woman? She looks at you, probably Anna specifically.
I know, and I would say that we should trust.
Yep. So she nods and says, tell her where the colony is, and if she needs help getting to us, we can make that happen too.
Should we? Okay, but I would say, like, should we not tell her there because of the fog around it? That might make it difficult. Should we tell her
so that
like
was
a
my
place that
initial
we're
thought is,
stopping
like,
somewhere along the way?
Nestor's going to go back to Calabar. So that's why I'm wondering, like,
Yeah, I mean,
would he tell her, like, while we're like in the middle of constantly moving, just say, meet me back in Calabar in a month or however long it takes, right? Like, does it that just doesn't make any sense?
Saying,
or even
saying like in a week we'll be at that place that Git wanted to go to.
He has three spell slots to do this in. I think with those three, he manages to ask basically like what is the time frame, right? Like how long do you need before you will actually be able to search me out? And I think she does give like 3 months or so, right? Like the time frame lines up pretty well. You would be getting to the Isle of Dread around the same time that she would be available to come find you, and you guys are going to stay on the Isle of Dread for a few months after that at least.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense to at least tell her somewhere nearby the Isle of Dread, but I mean, where else but the Isle of Dread makes sense. So I guess
wouldn't it just be Far Shore?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But you know, the fog is the difficulty. But I think Lavinia basically says either we'll have figured out the fog by then and maybe find some way to dispel it from the whole island. Like who knows if there's something like that we can do. Or we just have her come to the edge of the fog and then send Git out with the boat, right? Something like that is something we can work out. But Lavinia, as long as Anna says she trusts Nestor, Lavinia is okay giving him that location. So.
And I trust Nestor.
Yeah.
I don't.
Good.
Here's the thing: like Anna might say that, but if I don't know, Takeway's part of this conversation is the only thing.
That would be up to Anna.
Because if we're all actually part of this whole conversation, Takeway would have a different take.
It would be if
when
we found Lavinia to like discuss it, if Lavinia would have been like, we should have the whole group talk about it. Because I don't think I would have sought you out in the middle of us trying to contact Nestor's almost wife, like in the middle of that messaging. Like I might have told you what we were doing the night before because it was like taking an entire night to have Benedict prepare sending, if that makes sense. So like you might have known what we were going to do, but I mean, I would not have found you in the middle of it. I'm going through some things right now. So my first thought is not like, let's go get Takeway and see what she thinks.
Yeah.
So if Lavinia would ask more people than just me,
I don't think so.
If it was a good idea, then Yeah. So
Like she would if you were nearby conveniently, but there's no particular reason why
There's-
any of you would be
yeah.
on the blue Nixie except for Anna in this moment. So
Yeah.
cool. So we go back to
Wow.
Luna. And Luna, thanks guys. I needed some reason for the Crimson Fleet to be able to know that this was happening. And
Well,
you
these
guys gave
things
me
are
so.
just going wrong for me.
So we see Luna, like her eyes widen, and she like looks to someone off camera and basically just says, actually, probably have a name for this person. Audrin, quick question. The captain who was in charge of the ship you were on was like a half orc, right? Or like a full orc or something? Was he's still alive?
As far as Audrey knows, yeah.
Okay, cool. She says that name.
Of course.
I need to figure out what that name is, but I also don't really know what orc names are. We haven't really set orcs as a particular ethnicity. It's just been like there are Mesoamerican orcs over here and other orcs over here, and let's just give him. Ooh, yeah, let's do this. His name is Sargon.
Ooh, that's a good name.
Yeah. So Sargon is what she says. Captain Sargon, I have some information for you. Something that I think will be of particular interest to you. And then walks off camera and the shot ends there. Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
Actually, I'll take the whoopsie on that because I'm the one who had the idea. Say, Josh, she's a pirate now.
Right. Cool. So I think fourth day.
Also, I just love the idea of that conversation. Hey, Sargon, my ex-boyfriend messaged me, who I thought he was probably dead or something, but yeah, he just sent me a mental message and said, "Come to this island." It's just a funny thought, like they're trying to explain that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I think fourth day ends. On the fifth day, I'm just gonna like have a quick, probably one of these. I have like a list of things here. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. So Audrin, you are training with Jax, right? This is the first time we've been able to see you actually starting to figure this out. So really, Jax, at first, he's like, all right, laddie. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the mechanisms of the pistol itself. I don't want you pointing and shooting this thing until you know it inside and out, like the palm of your hand. So what we're going to do is, for the next 2 weeks, you're going to take it apart and put it back again every day for 2 weeks. That's all we're doing. And so he's just like walking you through the steps and like taking everything apart and putting it back together again and showing you how like dangerous the powder is and like all the things that can go wrong. Is there anything in particular you're doing during that time? Ways you're responding?
Honestly, I think like Audrin's probably taking notes and is not just taking notes, but he's probably like drawing schematics.
You probably have your mage hand with like a quill and ink just in the corner writing things down for you.
Can I write and use mage hand at the same time? So I just have like two different things where like I'm writing in one and then also writing in a second.
It would probably just be like, you'd have to be good at multitasking, but maybe Audrin is, right? That's just kind of a you decision.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Audrin would be good at multitasking just because of
capable of splitting your streams of thought into
kind of
multiple. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So we see Audrin like.
That's also why he does the history and arcana.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, like, that's why he would do history and arcana.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So we just see Audrin taking meticulous notes in the corner, and while Jax is explaining this, but Audrin, one thing you notice though as you're doing this is you see Tavi out of the corner of your eye. Like I think Tavi was like with you at first and like interested in what was going on, but eventually he's just like, wow, this is too much for me. Like I can't keep all this in my head. And so he starts to kind of like just like wander off to look at something else. And then Lyrith comes up on deck. And she goes over the rail. We see it from Tavi's perspective, right? We see Lyrith's hair blowing in the wind and her like, flipping it over her head and like leaning against the rail in a kind of suggestive way. And Tavi is just like staring. And then he seems to like muster up some courage and then he walks over to her. And he says, hi, Lyrith. It's a nice weather we're having, right? And Lyrith kind of gives him a look and says, I suppose so. It's not as cloudy as it was yesterday. And he nods and says, what reason did you join the Adamant League for exactly? I don't know if I ever got the story. And Lyrith, she seems like bored, not really like noticing like the intense courage is taking him to say these things. She's just like casually just like kind of leaning on one hand on her cheek and looking out over the ocean, kind of bored, and she just says, I don't know, something to do. And he just says, right, so you were bored before? How did you grow up? And then Lyrith kind of tenses, and Audrin, you're, I think, paying enough attention that you can pick up any of this that you would like to. Because I assume you keep an eye on Tavi. But she seems to like freeze up when he asks her that question, and she says, nothing too normal. I was a blacksmith's daughter. And Audrin, do you want to make an insight check? And I'm gonna make an insight check for him too. She's lying. But we'll see if either you or Tavi picks it up. So you got a 4 on insight. She got a 17 on deception. See if Tavi picks it up. He does not. Yep. So she manages to deflect it well. And he says, that's cool. My dad was a shipwright, so I suppose it was always kind of in my blood. And she doesn't really respond to it. She's like still looking out over the ocean. And Tavi says, Lyrith, I was wondering if the next time we're in port, if you wanted to maybe go get a drink. I noticed that you went off with Takwe and Audrin. Wait, was Tavi with you guys? No, he wasn't. I wonder what he was doing then. He just says, I noticed that you went off. It seems like it's something you like doing, so I figured we could maybe do it together sometime. And I'm going to go ahead and make a roll for him.
What a sweet boy.
Mm-hmm. He tries. He does not have persuasion, though. 14's not super bad. I think she just says, like, yeah, maybe. Kind of non-committal answer. And it's like, if there's nothing else to do, she'll probably take him up on that, but she'll look for anything else probably to do but that. So Audrin, you're hearing this. I don't know if you are interrupting or responding in any particular way, but you hear that whole conversation.
I think Darius. Oh my gosh! It's been so long since I did that. Okay. Audrin. I think Audrin makes like a side note to himself in like a different spot in his writings about this whole encounter, and notes Tavi's skittishness and his mood around Lilith. What? No, it's not Lilith. What is it?
Lyrith.
Oh my gosh! I swear I'm going to. And he like notes that, but he notes it in Thieves' Cant, so only he can read it. Oh no, wait, it's not. Thieves' Cant's only spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only spoken.
Okay, I actually have.
You could draw a picture of a tennis shoe, but it's not doesn't quite achieve the same
No,
thing.
I use illusory script. I cast illusory script and write that down as a.
And sorry, you're doing this so that Tavi can see it?
No, so it's something. So like, in case somebody else happened to get in and start reading his stuff.
Oh, start reading Tavi's stuff.
No. In case somebody.
I think I
so
missed
I'm-
something. I was looking.
Okay, so you know how we're doing the gun thing, and I'm like
Yeah.
taking notes and listening along. So while I'm taking notes and I'm hearing this other thing, Audrin takes notes about this whole encounter in the same notebooks, but he uses illusory script so that anytime somebody else reads it, it doesn't look like.
Got it.
Just and it's only like for 10
you're
days.
encrypting your files.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
Just
Cool, yeah.
that file specifically.
Right. Yeah, I think we while this is going on, we see Get and he's in his normal position. He's kind of like always perched on a barrel, just watching everyone and like listening intently. Like so, and we know as as a Kenku, what he's probably doing is just listening for snippets of things that he can like use later. So he's just like, interesting, listening to all the things that are being said. But he also heard this conversation with Tavi and Lyrith then, because he's he stalks people basically the entire boat ride. He's just listening all the time to everything. But yeah, we just see this like kind of vignette of what's going on. And I think 5th day we probably skip through and it's pretty eventful.
Well,
Yeah, unless you have something.
I mean, I think Audrin's going to want to start training Tabby.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, so maybe after you finish with Jax, you notice that Tabby's kind of like pouting off in a corner by himself after that interesting conversation, and yeah, you go up to him.
Yeah, so does Tabby have any weapons or anything?
Yes, he has a rapier, a short bow, and a dagger.
Okay. So I think Audrin just starts by just like extending his hand down to him because I assume he's like sitting down, kind of slumped.
Yeah. Also, as a quick note, I forgot that his background was sage, so he probably didn't say his father was a shipwright. He probably said like his father was like a librarian or something. Yeah.
Okay. Duly noted. Yeah, so I think Audrin like puts down his arm to Tabby to like help him stand up. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of like extends his hand down.
Yes, Mr. Audrin, Captain, sir.
Audrin just come on.
Okay. You need me something? Do you need me for something? He takes your hand and stands up though.
Yeah. Audrin says, "I think it's time No, I don't think you said that. I think it's time someone taught you how to use these proficient. Or no, because Audrin doesn't know his skill level either, does he?
You can guess at it. He looks like a novice to you.
Yeah.
You've been on the boat for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think Audrin says we're gonna go train.
Okay, and he seems to like start being like, yeah, maybe it would be good for me to like not sit and sulk. I just need to do something. And he's like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
So like they go off. Audrin takes them off somewhere, probably like
somewhere on the deck, I assume.
Yeah, well, yeah, or even like I don't know if there's like a bunch of woods or anything around that.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to just keep going most of the time. Like it's not like you're stopping, making regular stops. You're just
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that we were out at sea again.
No, oh yeah, you guys have been out at sea
Yeah.
for
Okay, yeah, no, that makes more
days,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, so I think Audrin, yeah, they'll be training on deck, and then I think Audrin at one point during the training, just after they've been going for a couple minutes, Audrin says, "It's Tavi, right?"
Mhm.
Like he doesn't say that. Okay. He says, Tavi, is there anything you've ever wanted?
He immediately blushes. Knowledge. Obviously. That's why I joined the Adamant League.
Yeah, and so Audrin goes, knowledge is good. And then he like shrugs a bit and goes, a house on the coast. And then he does like a little like fun flourish thing where he tosses a sword up and catches it behind his back or something strange like that.
Mhm.
Extra dexterity to use for advanced situations. But have you ever wanted something like really wanted something, but you weren't ever sure if you were going to get it?
Sure. Yeah. He's like really worried that you know exactly what.
What Audrin does is he okay. So let me think of how he's going to phrase this.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what Audrin does, he points. He takes a step towards the just the edge of the boat and kind of points out to sea with his sword and says, "Do you see that?"
See what?
Exactly. You have no idea what's out there. And I don't either.
He was funny. He was literally about to say, "Oh, well, that's why I'm training with you, right?" oh, you don't know either. Okay.
And Audrin goes, "Sure, I know some of what's out there. After all, we have a destination we're headed to. But I don't know everything that's out there. It's been a sort of dream of mine to be able to sail and explore, to find out what all could be out there."
Well, I'm glad you're getting to live your dream, sir. It's exciting.
And Audrin like nods and kind of like shrugs, and he goes, "You know what helped me when I was waiting? What helped me on the days that I didn't have this, that I didn't have this ship, that I didn't have this crew?
What was that, sir?
I decided not to care too much about my dream. I decided if I get it, then great. And if not, that's okay too. Because sometimes you just have to make the most of where you're at and see where it goes. Because you never know when something better than your dream comes around."
Make a persuasion check.
Also, it would be really funny if at that moment Takewee came walking up.
Of course. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, so persuasion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crit success.
Wow.
You've just changed this young man's life forever.
Yes! My man!
Yeah, so Audrin isn't that much older or wiser, but what Tavi needed was someone older and wiser to kind of be like, "Listen, dude, like you gotta stop, stop whatever's happening here. Go with the flow. Yeah, stop getting too obsessed with one thing because otherwise you're gonna miss something else if it's coming along and you're not ready for it." And he nods slowly as it's like slowly dawning on him, and he's like, "You're right, sir. You're right. And he looks up back at you and blushes like, you saw that then, did you? Because he's like, this advice is way too specific to be anything but.
Yeah. So Audrey just goes, "Aye, son. It's my job to know these things."
I suppose so. You're right. You're absolutely right. And he's kind of like lost in thought for a moment because he's like, I just don't know what else could be out there. Like he's kind of in this place where he's like, I know that I should be ready, but I just don't know what I should be ready for. And I think he says as much to you, looks back up and he says, I know what you said is true. I should be ready for whatever happens to me, but how do I stay ready? How do I go after what I want, but with loose enough grip that it won't fall through my hands like sand?
And this is where his thief training begins.
Well, you see, take everything with light fingers. Pickpocketing 101. Let's start. Yeah.
Well, I mean, because he's a thief. Like his class is thief, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a rogue.
Yeah. So. Yeah, rogue. I forget. Yeah. So I think
he hasn't chosen his subclass yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's fair. So I think Audrin just I think Audrin just walks up to him and puts one arm on his shoulder and says, "I'll show you." And then also, I'd like to do a sleight of hand.
Okay.
To like just pull a dagger or something off of him.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Sleight of hand. Yep. Looking for this?
He's like, "I'll show you." Also.
Keep better eye on your things.
I think he just shows it and then he's like, "Did you have any idea that this was..."
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so I think so I think and so I think what Audrin does here is he starts teaching him how to like apply little like physical skills that pertain to like doing rogue things and using them as metaphors to like or using them as ways to see the world and ways to prepare yourself for anything that could come. So it's like I mean, cool. That's the gist.
Sure. Yeah. And given the rules that we're kind of going with right now, it's basically just you guys are just telling me I am training him in X art, and next time you guys level up, I'll level up him according to the training you've been giving to him. Same with Takewee and Lirith. So if there's any particular thief or rogue or bard subclass you want them to be a part of, obviously it's probably going to be yours, but like if you want to encourage them in a different direction, that's also something you can try to do. But cool. Yeah, just keep that in mind as we go forward. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and take a break there. We can come back and go to. I think we can jump straight to day 6 of this 9-day trip here, because something important is going to happen on day 6. So we'll be back with more Terra Invicta right after this. Stick around.